It's exciting!
Please enter your password.
Yeah! We got the job, baby! I got them Bucs, baby! Victory!
Go away.
It's exciting!
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another edition of the Evolution of Sports Talk Television on a Manic Monday. I'm your host, Peter Blake, your Rolex reporter. What time is it? It's my time. And for webheads, fans of the sports web, the Tampa Bay sports fan, especially you Go Bucs fans, it's your time. 7 days away from the free agency bell striking, where we see what the legal tampering process is going to come up. Is Mike Evans going to consider another team? We'll talk about that. The qualifications were put out there yesterday. Lavonte David, is he going to come back? Some interesting news out of that. And what will the Bucs do? Before we get to all that, three things. You know them, you love them, you got to have them. Once again, I'm your host, Peter Blake. Bring the passion, bring your excitement. Just don't bring any nonsense here live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn Live. I'll try to be professional. Instagram Live. Of course, like and subscribe. Sad news tonight. There is some sad news. Good news, but then there's some sad news. We're on air. You see it right there. Tampa Joe's. We always talk about it. 9316 Anderson Road. This was their last night there tonight. They're selling the place, so they're not going to be at that location anymore. The good news is I've talked to management. They love the webheads. They love what we provide here on the evolution of Sports Talk Television. So I don't know where the location is going to be, but I do know we will be a part of Tampa Joe's. Now, wherever that is, we got you covered with, of course, Bucs away watch parties, USF away watch parties. So we will keep track of that situation. But sadly, there will be no more Tampa Joe's at that location. And by the way, it's right down the street from my house. So it was really convenient. And I like going to that place. The last night is tonight. So there you go with that. Let's see here. Let's go out to this because I'm happy to report this is my new baby right here, the Fan Arch Network. Bucs latest. You know what that is? Every day, 10 to 15 minutes. And I did this for you guys. I didn't do it just for me. I did it for you because you guys said that I don't give you enough Bucs content. Imagine that. So here's what we came up with. I joined the Fan Arch Network, which is on YouTube. They've got 10,000 subscribers. Now, here's the deal. I've only got 275 subscribers right now on this new Bucs channel called Bucs Latest, which means every day I go live 10 to 15 minutes with the latest Bucs news. If you guys could for me, if my webheads, my Tampa Bay sports fans could do me a favor, please like and subscribe. Get that notification because I am on there at 11 a.m. every day on Bucs Latest on the Fan Arch Network. And of course, you don't have to go far. It's Up the Block Barbershop, 4946 Moog Road in Holiday, Florida. Whether it's a haircut, a beard trim, a fade, they got you covered. Go and see the great barbers there, including my favorite one, Ricky, and tell them the Rolex Reporter sent you. In a couple weeks, we'll be there. The expo is coming up at the Florida State Fairgrounds. Confirmation of Anthony Booger McFarland. Hopefully he will be on the sports web. Hall of Famer Rondé Barber is expected to be on the sports web. And many more guests. You know how I roll on this. I interviewed Lavonte David. I've interviewed Tristan Wirfs, Antoine Winfield Jr., Kalijah Cansey, Elijah Roberts, Christian Izzian, Brad Johnson. You know how I work on this. Peter Warwick, Casey Weldon, Jimmy Giles. So keep on tuning in to the evolution of Sports Talk Television, and we got you covered. All right? So without further ado, let's get to it. Let's get to our stories of the day here. This from our friends at Joe Bucs Fan. Lavonte David had arthroscopic surgery on his knee following last season. He had that knee drained weekly during the 2025 campaign. The surgery was successful. Now, what I'm asking you Bucs fans out there, because I kind of know how you feel about Lavonte David. Some of you want him to just retire. Some of you may want him to come back at a lower rates. I don't know about the lower rate. We'll see. Again, I'm not a capologist. Can barely even budget, my checking accounts. I failed college math, so I'm not about to sit here and tell you how much he's worth or how much he's going to get. That's up to the Bucs. That's up to the Bucs Brain Trust. My question is, do you want to see Lavonte David come back after these reports that he had knee surgery? Because remember, even with that ailing knee, getting it drained weekly, he still had 114 tackles. He's still the leader of this team. He's still causing turnover. He's still making critical plays when this team needs him. Do you want to see him back in 2026? I'm going to tell you right now, I think he's coming back. From his comments, talking to him last year on this show, yep, I threw it out there. I dropped his name. We talked to him about 13 minutes. One of the best interviews you ever seen, in my opinion, on this show. Get a chance to interview a future Hall of Famer. Don't ask me, ask him. He said it. From just what he's saying lately, from all these podcasts, these comments, and then on top of it, once again, if somebody was going to retire, why would they continue to work out? So that question is out there, of course. And then the Mike Evans qualifications. which, by the way, are from Jeremy Fowler. We heard about Mike Evans. We heard about the report. Oh, you didn't hear about the report. We talked about this on Blake and Blake Sports. By the way, big shout out to Blake Anthony. Absolutely killing it last night. Got to love that. But this, according to ESPN's Jenna Lane, the Buccaneers met with Evans reps Darren Johns and Derek Gilmore during the 2026 NFL Scouting Combine in Indianapolis a couple of nights ago and have been aggressively in pursuit of resigning him. Of course, this is the first time we've heard this report. So what do we say, Bucs fans? Are we more optimistic with this report? Or are we more pessimistic? What's our mindset right now, Bucs Nation and Go Bucs fans? Open phone line, 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. The other one, which is the qualifications from Jeremy Fowler. We'll get back to this in a moment, but let's go to it. A team with a strong quarterback. A team that has Super Bowl potential. A team that has a top offensive coordinator and high volume targets. I'll tell you why tonight, because I kind of shared this last night, of why the Bucs should definitely be in this conversation. All that and more here on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. Once again, like and subscribe to the Sports Web on YouTube. Friend me on Facebook at Peter H. Blake. Let's go out to the comments. As always, the phone lines are open. So let's go ahead and see what you webheads have to say here tonight on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. Let's go out to 21 Parrish. 21, I just call you 21 Savage. How about that? You like that? 21, 21, 21. I knew it, PB. The last 2 years ago, I believe, against Washington, he took a bad hit to the knee. He never fully recovered, and it was a low hit on him. I remember. It was a bad hit, and you wonder if he ever recovered from that. And I get it. Listen, he's trying to go into his 15th year. He's up there in age. What is he, 36, 37 years old? But he's still got some juice. He's like Mike Evans to me. Of course, Mike Evans being younger, Mike Evans still has some juice. Even though some Bucs fans think he's washed up. I don't think he's washed up at all. And I don't think Lavonte David is washed up. Do I think the Bucs need to go after a linebacker? Which, by the way, I want to put this out there to the chagrin of a lot of Bucs fans out there, as we hoped, if you will, right? We hoped on a shining star that Sonny Styles would have a terrible combine. Guess what? That didn't happen. Now, there are still some mock drafts out there that think he's going to reach 15. I don't see it happening. Not with the 4.47, not with the 43.5 vertical leap, which, again, that, basically that trade in itself tells you how explosive he is. I mean, how explosive that guy is. Former safety. I told you that, I thought he would be the Bucs' perfect pick. 11-foot broad jump. I think he goes top 5, top 10. So the Bucs are definitely, they may have to either trade up for him if he drops down to 10, which I don't think he's going to, or you settle for a Cassius Howe or some players that we'll talk about here in just a moment. No tight end, by the way. Let's not talk about that. But that's been the popular thing on the internet there, that Jason Light would draft a tight end. Do you think that would happen? We'll get more into that. So good stuff there. 21 Parrish out there in California. Let's go out to Blake Anthony. You're the man. You are the man.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go out to Nair. Another day in the world of Peter Blake. Go Bucs. It's your world. It's not my world. It's your world. It's all of our world at this point. We call this the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. You said go Bucs. Go Bucs.
Wait up, little boy. Wait up.
Go Bucs.
It's exciting.
It is exciting time.
Fire the cannon.
By the way, I just want to report this, how exciting this is to Bucs fans out here that wanted Todd Bowles fired. It is March 2nd, 2026, and still Todd Bowles is your head coach.
How about them Bucs, baby?
I'm sorry. Tim says, good evening, Peter. Good evening to you.
Oh, yeah.
We had to do a Todd Bowles watch here on this show because I feel like, I got to keep on picking at some of you because you wanted Todd Bowles fired, and all you would say when you came on this show, fire Todd Bowles, fire Todd Bowles. And then every time I come on this show now and I announce the date, which, by the way, we're in March. Where the hell did January go? Where the hell did February go? It was like Valentine's Day And then boom, we're till March. And again, we're only a week away from the legal tampering period, whatever the hell that, you know what that means. That means the agents start to talk to the general managers of their respective teams, and we see what the Bucs are going to do. The rumors will be flying fast and furious. And we got you covered here on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. Let's go out to Prieto. Go Bucs, go Bucs.
Wait up, little boy. Wait up.
Go Bucs.
It's exciting.
Go Bucs.
Fire the cannons.
Go Bucs.
How about them Bucks, baby?
Go Bucs. All right. What's up, PB? What's up with you?
Oh, yeah.
Let's go out to Oscar. What's going on, Peter? Hope you had a great day. You know what? It wasn't a great day, but you know what makes it a great night? Being here with you on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. For some reason, I have no idea. I hate Mondays now. Like, I get up, I get my coffee, I'm ready to go, I have my breakfast, and it absolutely sucked. Right, Tom Brady?
That's good enough to suck right there.
It did. It absolutely sucked. Very sad to see Tampa Joes go. I agree with you because I love the place. A lot of great memories, even with the short time that we were there. Great atmosphere. And I think whatever they do, whatever future endeavor, because I've talked to the owner, I talked to him last night about this, or a couple days ago, because I get my days and nights confused because I'm always working on something. He assured me that the Sports Web will be a part of it, and he also assured me that he loves what we do here on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television, so that's great news. Let's go out to Chris Cole, Yo Peter, and everyone. Yes, no Harry the Greek tonight. He's still sick, so we'll steer this ship ourselves until about 10:15. I'll try not to. You try not to go down with me on this ship. We'll have Jason Powers on Sports Podcast, of course, Spectrum 360 right there, Spectrum Sports 360 with Mr. Jason Powers. So we'll have him on at 10:15. Let's go out to CSB brother Cole. The waiting clock is sick. Had a rough day today, so thanks for what you do. Okay, this wait clock stinks, I think you said. Had a rough day, so thanks for what you do. Absolutely, man. I hope you're doing well. And this is what the show is all about, right? If you're having problems in your life, if you're going through personal trials and tribulations, hopefully the Sports Web will take your mind off of that. You can call up twice. We treat you like a star in this show. What is the Sports Web? Is this the first time you're tuning in? It's a cross between a radio and TV show without the stations, with phone calls and engagement and everything else, talking Bucs, talking Rays, talking Lightning. But the majority of the time, we talk Bucs. So there you go. All right. So thank you, Cole. Appreciate that. King Cook says, what's good, Peter? What's good, Webheads? Absolutely. Let's go out to Chris Cole. LVD has more football left. I agree with you. Chris Cole says LVD has more football left. Put it in the comment box if you want LVD to come back, or give me your thoughts in general about this report today. Does it change your mindset? Do you think Lavonte David comes back? 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. Oscar says, I like for him to come back. He would be a great veteran force in that locker room. Completely agree with that. 21 Parrish, LVD can't end his career like that. Of course he can't. Mike D. Roche's, oh, Canada. Wasn't you a Rick Hughes dude guy? No, definitely was not. Sorry, ran an official 4.46. Correct, Jeremiah. He did run. It was like a 4.47 and 4.46, like a second off, but good stuff there.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go out to Mr. Alex Nunster. What's up? Proud of your great work you're doing. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. And like I've always said, I joined that new network because of you guys, because of the support of this show from Webheads, from the Tampa Bay sports fans. You have supported me for a long time. We've been down this road together for a long time. So that's why I do so much content for you, because I know you're going to support it. So continue to like and subscribe, and I'll continue to pump it out. How about that? Let's go out to 21 Parrish. Pump for you and Blake show. Congratulations, PB and Blake. Yes, either Saturday or Sunday. No set plan, but that is coming back also. That is back, my friend. David says, yeah, we're keeping Todd Bowles, but I think we're going to be losing Mike Evans because of it. And Bella Bell says, let's bucking go. Love, I said bucking. I didn't say what you thought I said. Sonny Styles and his brother also shine. Lorenzo Styles Jr. shined in the combine. Love how you do what you do, Peter. Thank you very much. Appreciate that, Bella Bella. All right, so no phone calls right now. We'll wait for that, but let's talk about these qualifications that Jeremy Fowler put out yesterday, and let's see why this makes sense for Evans and all those boxes to get checked at this point, because everybody's saying, well, Buffalo is in the lead here, and I get it. They're the favorite. The Kansas City Chiefs, they're the favorite. The San Francisco 49ers, but, sometimes you just got to realize what you got until it's gone, right? I think that's a song or something, or a relationship advice. You got to, and I think Mike Evans realizes that. I truly don't think he's made a decision. If he's going to make a decision, you go with the devil you know instead of the devil you don't, right? Not saying anybody's the devil, but that's the old catchphrase, right? He knows the Bucs. He knows Baker Mayfield. He knows Jason Light. He knows Todd Bowles. He knows these wide receivers and how talented they are, how you can excel in this offense. So let's get into this. A strong quarterback. Is Baker Mayfield a strong quarterback? To some of you, he may not be. Coming off 26 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, of course, 13-2 the first half of the year, 13-9. What happened? I always say it's the injuries, whether it's to him, whether it was the offensive line. But this is what Evans had to say about talking about Baker Mayfield. Yeah, I brought some substance to this, not just all emotion. Mike Evans has expressed strong support for Baker Mayfield, describing him as a true competitor with high energy who does whatever is necessary to win. Evans has praised Mayfield for being dialed in, making great throws, being a key reason for his continued success and desire to stay in Tampa. That's what's changed from a couple years ago, which again was the rumor that he was going to greener pastures with the Houston Texans and the Kansas City Chiefs. And what you hear is the Texans could be the favorite because they are the hometown team. Of course, if you're making a selection here, who's a better quarterback at this point? Do you want CJ Stroud, who's turned into a turnover machine? Or do you want Baker Mayfield, who has his own fair share of turnovers, but actually knows chemistry-wise? He says Evans has praised Mayfield for being dialed in and making great throws, being a key reason for his continued success and desire to stay in Tampa. So there's one qualification right there. Check. Super Bowl potential. Do you think the Bucs are a Super Bowl team? Right now, let's be honest. No, they're not a Super Bowl team. Can they be a Super Bowl team? Yes, they can be a Super Bowl team. How can you be a Super Bowl team? First and foremost, get healthy, right? Best ability is availability. Another old catchphrase. You got to get healthy. Your offensive line's got to stay healthy. Your wide receiving crew's got to stay healthy. Your running back's got to stay healthy. Your quarterback's got to stay healthy. You got to keep your quarterback upright. That's got to be the plan here. Now, if you can add in the offseason here with getting an edge rusher, with getting a linebacker, with being aggressive, whether you're trading for Max Crosby or going for a Trey Hendrickson, which, by the way, we'll get back to the Max Crosby rumors. I'll just go ahead and break this to you. According to Albert Breer of Sports Illustrated, the Bucs are not in the running to get Max Crosby. The Bears are. There's other teams out there that are, but the Bucs are not. Doesn't necessarily mean it's not going to happen. I'm just saying at this point, it doesn't seem like it's going to happen, according to rumors. So Trey Hendrickson, if you make a move for him, if you go out there and get a linebacker, if you draft right, can you be a Super Bowl team? Yes, you can be a Super Bowl team. You know why? Because the New England Patriots have shown it. The New England Patriots go from 1 year having 4 wins, 4-13, to being in the Super Bowl. Now, a lot of people will say, well, they changed their coach and they did this. Okay, they changed their coach. Okay, so we know that's not going to happen at this point. But the coaching staff on both ends was changed, including the offensive coordinator, which is important, which we'll get back to in a moment, right? But you make those quality changes, and the NFL means not for long. 1 year, you're not a playoff contender, and the next, you're in the Super Bowl. And then 1 year, you're in the Super Bowl, and the next year, you're a bum. You're a bum. There it is, right there. There's my Mickey bum sound effect. I mean, that's what it really comes down to, right? So you can make those changes. You can turn into a Super Bowl contender. So maybe that's not necessarily a qualification right away, but it can be. And I've told you this before, time and time again, that I think Jason Line and this administration is going to be more aggressive than they have in the past. Now, does it mean it's going to work? We'll see. All right. A top offensive coordinator. There it is. There's the main reason. Yeah, I throw this out there all the time, right? So there was a plan in place. The Bucs have a plan, right? You always got plans. I feel like we always got plans when we talk about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And here was the plan. Get a veteran offensive coordinator who's been able to have success with the Atlanta Falcons, which he's had. Maybe not last year, but the year before. It's amazing how that happens when you got a healthy quarterback, how you have more success, right? That's the reason why the Bucs offense struggled, because their quarterback was hurt. Same thing in Atlanta last year. They didn't have a quarterback. Penix was out. Kirk Cousins was coming in. He's not necessarily the same player. So you had injuries to that position. But look 2 years ago. See that team was a top 10 offense. And then here's the plan. You get back to the Liam Cohen offense, because that's what they want to do. That's the reason why you hire Zach Robinson in the first place. Not only that veteran presence as an offensive coordinator, but he's going to they want to duplicate that Liam Cohen offense. Right? So there's your proven offensive coordinator right there. And then the fourth qualification, high volume targets. Wow. Can they do this, Pete? I mean, can they do this? Can they get the ball to Mike Evans? I mean, it's amazing. The reason why Josh Grizzard is fired in the first place, and Todd Bowles talked about this last week, again, and our friends there at Joe Bucs Fan and the Ira Kaufman podcast, does tremendous work, the sage of Tampa Bay, right? But he talked about the reason why he fired Josh Grizzard in the first place is because you're calling plays and practice, but you're not using them in the game situations. That the offense struggled. It didn't progress. It regressed. Right? So I'm glad he said that. See? Well, look at Evans last year. I mean, he missed the majority of the season. 2 years ago, when he was in Liam Cohen's offense, which, by the way, most likely you're going to have back again with Zach Robinson. Just assumption here. 74 catches, over 1,000 yards, and 11 touchdowns in 14 games. By the way, that season, Baker Mayfield, 41 touchdowns and 16 interceptions. So before a lot of people say the qualifications are not there for this Tampa Bay Buccaneer team, it's right there in front of you. Open phone line, 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. We're on Instagram Live. Thank you, Anwar Richardson, for following me. Appreciate that. Old friend there. Used to do radio with a long time ago. So I'll read these comments. So what do you think, Bucs fans? Do you feel better about that report from Jeremy Fowler and the supposed qualifications of Mike Evans? Don't the Bucs fit all those qualifications? 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. Ask for phone calls. Get phone calls. Leading it off, Corey, welcome to the evolution of Sports Talk Television on a Monday night, 7 days away from legal tampering of free agency. How you doing, my friend?
Hey, Peter, how you doing, man?
I am pumped up, my friend, on a Monday night. It's a beautiful thing to be here with all of you guys.
Yeah, man. You know, I use your show to get away from what's going on in society right now, man. You know, I hate to get on the solemn note, but I just want to, condolences to them 3 Americans who lost their life. What's going on over there in Iran or whatever.
Yeah.
It feel like to me, Israel using us like a puppet, but I ain't gonna get into that.
Yeah, let's not get into that, because again, there will be people. I will say this: there will be people over here that are Iranian that are celebrating their independence from a dictator who, for so many years, practiced Sharia law. And if anybody wants to defend Sharia law, because we won't get highly political, but Sharia law is some of the worst law of all time. So yeah. I get it. There's it's good side. I mean, both sides is good and bad. Correct. Correct.
Yeah.
Absolutely, my friend. Absolutely. All right. What's on your mind tonight? What do you think about this Lavonte David report of him having knee surgery in the offseason? Do you think he's definitely coming back now? And what about these qualifications that Jeremy Fowler threw out that Mike Evans will be looking at for his next potential team, Tampa Bay? Go ahead.
Man, if Lavonte want to come back, he deserves the right to come back. I just need somebody to I can put with Lavonte. You know, I don't need Lavonte blitzing. I need a young thumper in there that can hit a gap and blitz hard. You know, I don't know where we can find him at, but yeah, I don't know what we go do to find him. But I need somebody young and kind of young, but a veteran at the same time. I heard they say about Dean, but they said they wanted to get big at the linebacker positions. Dean kind of undersized the Kobe Dean. But,
a little bit. Yeah. I mean, that was the thing that Todd Bowles, that's what you learned from the combine. He was saying that all week long. They want to get bigger at some positions. And you would think, you know, with them scouting Sonny Styles, who looks like one of the number one prospects right now at linebacker, if not the number one prospect, 6'4", 244, with the speed that he has, with the athleticism, with the versatility, from being a former safety to now being a linebacker and having those instincts. Again, to me, he would be a perfect pick. The problem is, I think there's 14 other teams in front of him, whether they need somebody or not, that will look at him the same way, and they should, because the kid is impressive, especially with coming from a big time program like Ohio State, playing all 3 years there. And again, making that smooth transition, if you will, from safety to linebacker. It's impressive.
Yeah, man. I mean, me pretty much. I think we're gonna go ahead and go after Trey Henderson.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if we have any draft capital to move up to get Styles.
Well, you could trade a fourth, or maybe a third or a fourth round pick if you wanted to get up there and get him, or you could sit there and take the best player available. You could take the best, pass rusher available, edge rusher, because it is a year for edge rushers. Cassius, or keep on saying Cassius, Cassius Howe could be there, and he definitely could fall because his arms aren't long enough. That was the thing coming out of Reuben Bain Jr. with his production on tape. But, who knows how other teams are thinking about him. Maybe he's there, maybe somebody else. And then you address the linebacking situation with the former quarterback who now is going to be quarterback in the defense, and a Jacob Rodriguez from Texas Tech. That could be the spot there. What you
think about a day three, right? You think about a day three, ain't it?
I think he's a day two guy. I do.
You think he's a day two? Oh,
yes, okay. I do. So, yeah, absolutely.
But I think that's the route we gonna go. We got to get a veteran pass rusher here. We got to, and hope he can stay healthy, because we got to have something proven, man.
Yeah.
This make it a breaker for Todd, man.
That's it. It's make it or break it for Todd. You got to be aggressive, and I think Todd, Jason Light's got to be aggressive also, and we got to see what they do. And we're 7 days away, and let the rumors fly. Let the speculation season commence here on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. What else, my friend?
Oh yeah. You said we out of the run for Crosby, right?
Well, that's according to Albert Breer of Sports Illustrated. Yes, he says that the Bucs are not in that. Although I will say, Jason Light was asked about this. He says, "I'm not opposed about making a blockbuster trade. I wouldn't say that it's in my DNA to refrain from doing those things. It's got to be right. It's got to be the right trade. It's got to be the right player. It's a lot of factors that go into it. It's the age of the player, the injury history of the player, and what else besides draft capital you have to give up. Once again, talking about the flexibility we can maintain. So I'm not opposed to those things. You could just have to see where things go. And of course, listen, Jason Light's going to be asked about this. He was asked about this all last week. He's not going to give it away. He's a poker player. They're not going to tell you what they're going to do. You just have to figure it out. You have to go and say, okay, what are you going to give up for Max Crosby? You're going to give up a first-round pick this year? Okay, check. What else are you going to give up? Are you going to give up another first-round pick? That's a lot. And then also a player. I don't know if Jason Light's going to do that. Would I do it? Right. Absolutely, I would do it. Because, again, he's a generational talent. He's 28 years old, but you're giving up a lot. And what do we know, once again, about Jason Light? He usually doesn't do that. So if history suggests, a trend or what somebody's going to do, the history would tell you that Jason Light really doesn't do that.
Right.
So,
right. Exactly.
But doesn't necessarily mean it's not going to happen.
One more thing before I head out with Mike Evans. I was hearing the agent talk about some might want a calculation of how many catches he gonna get up for the upcoming season,
right?
And all that. I say that don't sound like Mike. Man, Mike don't talk like that.
He does.
Mike a team player, man.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I don't know. Again, this could be agent speak. This could be just thrown out there. You know, Jeremy Fowler is a hell of a writer, and he's an insider there at ESPN. But you know, agent could be just throwing it out there. Agent was throwing a lot of stuff out there. Well, Mike doesn't necessarily like hot weather. He likes cold weather. Really? He likes cold weather? He's from Galveston, Texas. He doesn't like hot weather? Come on, man. Come on.
Right.
Come on, man.
Ain't making sense.
Come on. I got to get Dennis Phillips on here, man. I gotta get this taken care of here. No way I believe that. But yeah, that's the talk right now from Albert Breer. He says Cowboys, Bears, Ravens, Bills, Patriots, Eagles, and Rams keeping tabs on his availability. And once again, I think he's definitely on the trading block. He doesn't want to be there, but we'll see. We'll see how that situation works. If you're John Spytek, if you're Tom Brady, do you want to get rid of a Crosby even if you trade multiple picks? I guess if he doesn't want to be there.
Right, he don't want to be there. He ain't going to play with him.
He going to play, right. So you don't want a player like that. You don't want a disturbance on your team. You don't want that distraction to go into the season. So, of course, we'll see and monitor that situation and see what happens. But he says Max Crosby could get traded this week. So we'll definitely, yeah. So Cowboys, Bears, Ravens, Bills, Patriots, Eagles, and Rams. Oh, my. Those are the teams right now. Corey, anything else here on the Evolution?
That's it, my friend, man. Thank you for taking my call, man.
As always, man, you brought it. Go ahead and use that second call, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, good stuff there. Open phone line, 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. So we'll go out to the comments. We could take his brother. You could as a safety, but do you really need that as a safety? Is that a main position at this point, safety? Do you need a safety? I know, Jeremiah, you want a safety, you want a corner. There's a possibility you draft a corner because you could lose Jamel Dean in free agency as he may price himself out. Is there a team that may overpay for him? Is that a quality need? Is that a big-time need? I guess. Let's just say all the edge rushers are off the board, right? And the best player on that board at that point is the best corner. Are you taking him at 15? Open phone line, 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. 21 Parrish says, grass isn't always greener on the other side. That it's not. Let's look at the free agency cases. Let's not even involve the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Let's just go like Le'Veon Bell. Remember Le'Veon Bell? A highly productive running back, great situation, great offense with the Pittsburgh Steelers. And then he goes to that dog mess of a franchise that a lot of Bucs fans would like the Bucs to be, which is the New York, just in the season, New York Football Jets. And he never returns to what he was with the Pittsburgh Steelers because he took a lot of money. He got bad advice. I mean, there's many cases of it. I mean, I'll go back as far as like Alvin Harper, right? Who could forget Alvin Harper? He's going to be the number one wide receiver of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We're going all the way back to what, 94, 95? That's how old I am. I'm aging myself out tonight. I remember the hype. You're getting Trent Dilfer, number one wide receiver. The problem with that is Alvin Harper wasn't a number one wide receiver. You know why he was so productive all those years? Because of Michael Irving. Oops. I mean, there's other cases out there. I mean, that's why free agency is such a risky thing. That's why bad teams will overpay because they're desperate. If you're the Bucs, you're not desperate, but you kind of are, right? You got to make some moves. You got to be aggressive. You can't overpay. Again, that's why I say I let those guys deal with it. Like they're going to deal with the cap. Right now, the cap is like, what, 23, 24 million? Like it's 14 and a half one day, and then it's 23, 24. And then you can restructure contracts and create more money. And then you can redo this and redo that. And then presto, you have like $50 or $60 million you can work with. I mean, I know it's not that easy, but it kind of really is, right? I mean, the way they do things over there, the Wizards of One Buck Place, what they've been able to do. A lot of Bucs fans forget that. I don't know why, but I have to keep on reminding you. Oh my God, Mike Evans, they're going to let him get out of the building. Most likely what's going to happen with Mike Evans is either A, they're going to get a deal done before the legal tampering period, which seems to me it's not going to happen at this point. B, they will let him test free agency, and once he gets those offers from those other teams, he'll come back to Jason Light, and Jason Light will probably have first refusal, and then they will match it. Or C, which I don't think is going to happen, but possibly could happen, he chooses another team, not being the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Open phone line, 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. So all of it is out there. Let's see. So grass isn't always greener. Let's go out to Brent O'Neill. 49ers let Jerry Rice go, so what's the big deal? True. There's been other wide receivers that have been let go. Jerry Rice in a Raiders uniform. Jerry Rice, how many uniforms after that? Did he play for the Broncos or the Seattle Seahawks? I mean, just awful at that point. I can't imagine. He still had some juice left. I mean, John Gruden got enough out of him, right? Bill Callahan got enough out of him with the Raiders. You never would have thought that would happen. But what's the big deal? Because the way Evans talks in his press conferences, what you remember about him, can you imagine him in a Patriots uniform or a 49er uniform or a Buffalo Bill uniform or Houston Texan or Kansas City? I can't. I don't want to. It's like seeing Warren Sapp in a Raider uniform. That's not good, right, Tom?
That's good enough to suck right there.
Although there's the case right there, Tom Brady. Who would have thought he was going to be in a Bucs uniform for a couple years? There it is. It's possible. Anything is possible. Do I see it happening with Evans the way he talks? No, I don't. But it's possible. Do I want to see it? No, of course I don't want to see it. I want to see John Lynch in the Denver Bronco uniform. Absolutely not. No. All right. Let's see here. David says, I would just hate my last image of Mike Evans walking off the field in Raymond James Stadium yelling third and effing 28. Was it third and 28? Yeah, it was third and 28. Yeah. And fourth and 14. That was not good. King Cook, 1485. No surprise there. I was never sold that we could get Max. Let's go out to Eric Moreno. Eric, welcome to the Evolution on a Monday night, my friend. What's up?
Bring the passion. Bring the excitement. Just don't bring any nonsense.
Love it. Winner, chicken dinner, buddy. You killed it right there. All right. What's on your mind, boss?
Yeah, but Mike Evans, the way Mike Evans talks, anything's possible. I'm still surprised, the Patriots chose Brady and then he got a chance at free agency to, choose where he wanted to go. And it was a no-brainer.
Right. The difference between Brady, of course, is, the Bucs, first and foremost, they rolled out the red carpet. I think there'll be teams out there that will be willing to do that. The Buffalo Bills, Houston Texans, to improve their overall situation. But the Bucs have always been good to Mike Evans. The Patriots weren't always good to Tom Brady. In fact, Bill Belichick tried to trade Brady and go with Garoppolo, and that was one of the main reasons why Brady left New England in the first place. There hasn't been that type of incident between Evans and Jason Light and the Bucs. There's always been a mutual respect between both of those parties, right?
Yeah. I think it was 2 years. It was 2 years ago. It was like, he was going to test free agency, and then he, called us and said, hey, I want to be a Buck for life. So hopefully hear something. They're talking, and they're aggressively pursuing him.
Well, I mean, that was the positive thing there to hear, that they're, according to Jenna Lane, that they are aggressively trying to sign him. And you would think they were going to. Now, how much is the money going to be? Is it about money? I say it's not all about money. No. He's made $155 million lifetime as a football player. So really, again, if it's about money, then he would have been gone 2 years ago, and it's not about money.
Yep.
All right, what else, Eric?
Just getting ready for vacation Monday, going to Hawaii.
All right, man. Well, enjoy yourself. Anything else on your mind tonight here on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television?
Do you think the Rays make the playoffs this year?
I don't know. I got to look at it. I mean, again, this team always is surprising. Can their pitching staff stay healthy? Do they have enough offensively? They got rid of a lot of key players there. Junior Caminero, he's still on the team. He's still the face of the franchise. Can he duplicate that success? You're going back to the Trop. Do the numbers drop? Does the pitching get better? Does the bullpen? There's so many questions. It's still early in the process. I'll say right now, I don't think they will. But you never
84, 85 wins.
Maybe. I think 84, 85 wins. I think that's certainly possible. I think it's certainly possible at this point. Again, they have to stay healthy, which definitely hurt them last year. They weren't able to do that, especially on their pitching staff. Having Drew Rasmussen being your ace. But, of course, Shane McClanahan, you want to get him back healthy. Can you get him back healthy? Can he return to that form just a couple years ago when he was one of the top young pitchers in Major League Baseball? Can he return to that? We'll see. A lot of questions right now. Too early in the process. Definitely get back to you on that. Eric, appreciate the call. As always, use the second one, my friend. All right?
All right. Will Mike Evans resign before Monday, maybe?
No, I don't think he does, but if he does, we got you covered here. We got you covered with breaking news. If it does break, we got you covered here on the Sports Web. All right, my friend? Tune in, okay?
All right. Have a good night.
All right. Have a great night to you. I don't think he signs before Monday, but again, you didn't think 2 years ago that he was going to resign either. And then all of a sudden the deal comes up and he has a change of heart because all we heard is he could have had more money from Houston and Kansas City. And then there it is. The deal's done. Bucs re-sign him. I hope they re-sign him. I'm hoping he's a Bucs for life. I hope he retires as a Buck. But I don't know. I don't know what's on Mike Evans' mind. I don't know what his agent and what they're thinking. I don't know what the offers are out there. Open phone line, 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. I'm done hearing about Crosby. Face it, the Raiders want too much. Possible. We'll see. Brent says, no, Baker Mayfield is a turnover machine in the fourth quarter. He's had some turnovers in the fourth quarter, especially in that second half. What would you rather have here, Brent? Because you're the hater of Baker Mayfield. You want Baker Mayfield, CJ Stroud. Put it in the box right there. Open phone line, 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. Brent, we are stuck with Bowles and Baker. King Cook, how many teams were clamoring for Zach Robinson? Laugh out loud. Maybe they weren't clamoring for him. But here's what I do know. I do know they want to get back to that Liam Cohen offense, and they think they can do that with Zach Robinson because he worked with him on that Rams staff. He worked with Sean McVay, that Sean McVay tree. That's that's the popular thing right now. Get a coach that works under McVay tree, and then there you go. They want to get back to that. At least you won't have to worry about Todd Bowles, trying to help the offensive coordinator out because he's so inexperienced or because he won't run the plays that he ran in practice to run during game time or won't run those. Because if you think that there was no effect of that having any effect on the defense or his coaching overall, I got something to tell you. It probably did. That's the reason why Josh Grizzard is no longer employed for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And also, he's not an offensive coordinator in the league. You see that? Even he said it would be 2 to 3 years. He was 2 to 3 years away. Todd Bowles doesn't have 2 or 3 years to wait for a young offensive coordinator. Good luck to him with the Philadelphia Eagles. They need lots of help. Jalen Hurts needs lots of help as a passing game coordinator. So we'll see if he can be successful. But that's why you get Zach Robinson in the first place, because he has that experience. Oh, by the way, Bucs fans, did you think about this? Because I always give you something to think about, right? On the Sports Web on a Monday night. I'm your host, Peter Blake, your Rolex reporter. What time is it? It's my time, and of course, it's your time. Think about this. Dave Canales, did he have experience calling plays in the National Football League? No, he did not. Did Liam Cohen have experience calling plays in the National Football League? No, he did not.
How about no?
But Zach Robinson does. So the plan is to leave it, put the offense on Zach Robinson, let him worry about it. Develop Baker Mayfield, get him back to what he was 2 years ago. Right? 41 touchdowns, 16 interceptions. You like to cut down on those interceptions. but it's a gift and a curse with Baker Mayfield, right? It's shake and bake with Baker Mayfield.
Shake and bake.
Keep him healthy, keep him upright, live to fight another. All those weapons, distribute the ball somewhere, somehow. Possibly bringing back Mike Evans and Chris Godwin and Emeka Egbuka and Jalen McMillan and Tez Johnson. And we're not even talking about the tight end because we don't know what the tight end is going to be. And stop saying you're going to draft a tight end in the 15 or with the 15 pick. That's been the talk at this point. And we'll get back to that in a moment. David says, I don't know if this is true or not, but Chris Sims was saying that our edge rushers only rush the quarterback 43% of the time. If that's true, I hope Crosby or Richardson, and that would be Trey Hendrickson, is good in coverage. Well, I'll just say this. I think, again, this is all based off of the Achilles heel, which is the linebacking core. I don't necessarily think you're going to have these pass rushers go out in coverage, although I threw this out there, David, that there are many teams, including the Green Bay Packers, who have a stud like Micah Parsons go out in coverage, and yet nobody talks about it. Why? Because he's not, getting blown. He's not blowing coverage, right? It's not seen, but it's done. It's done around the league. It's not just Todd Bowles. I think more of that is because of what is in the middle of that line, which hasn't been good. Let's go out to Curtis. Curtis, one of my favorite webheads there from Newport Richie. Welcome to the Evolution on a Monday night, my friend. What's on your mind?
You know what? I was listening to exactly what you were saying. And the number one thing people forget about this Bucs team is, when is the last time we've gone deep into the season healthy?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's been a while.
If you don't have the players, you can't. It's hard to win in this league if you don't have the players.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now, we've seen teams have the complete team around there and miss their quarterback, and they still won. I mean, if you want to use it as an example,
sure.
Nick Foles won a Super Bowl, and he wasn't a starting quarterback that season.
No, he wasn't. You're right about that.
Absolutely not. I mean, and I hate to say this, but I personally think that if Denver would have had any other starting quarterback but that kid in the playoff game, they would have beat the Patriots.
Of course they would. You know why? Because they got a good defense. They got somewhat of a good running game. They got weapons. They got to have somebody that can make some throws and not turn over the ball. And that backup quarterback couldn't do that. He couldn't do it.
Yep.
Couldn't get it done.
Now, I love you. I love Harry. Y'all opinions matter to me.
Well, listen, when you say this reminds me of what Mike Evans' agent was saying last week. I love you, but we'll be looking at other teams. I love you.
Let's say this.
Okay.
We watched Baker Mayfield have an MVP start to the season last year.
Right.
The problem was everybody around him started going down. Correct.
Including the offensive line, including both of your two starting guards, which hurts.
Correct.
Big time.
So then he started playing, and I can't believe I'm going to say this, but anybody who's a Bucs fan knows what I mean. He started playing Jameis Winston football.
Well, he
started trying to be the hero, which he had no choice.
I witnessed this because I'm there sitting in the press box, and there are times where he has a clean pocket, but he doesn't have confidence. Rondé Barber mentioned this a couple weeks ago on his show. You could clearly see it where he didn't necessarily have the confidence in the offensive line, where he was jittery, where he had happy feet. He didn't have any reason to do that, but he was trying to do that. You're exactly right. And that's the problem sometimes with Baker Mayfield, trying to do too much. You love him. You love his competitive fire, but sometimes you got to live to fight another day. Sometimes you got to, yes.
Absolutely. When he was taking what the defense was giving him, we were doing fantastic.
I will say this, though. It doesn't help a quarterback and his mentality when you got pressure in his face, which there was times where he got pressure in his face. That's going to hurt. That's the reason why it's so important. Kids, you're going to pay an edge rusher $20 to $25 million because you want that pressure, apply pressure or feel the pressure. They want to apply the pressure to that quarterback. That's why you're paying so much money in the first place when it comes to free agency.
Now, I have to ask you because the combine just passed.
Yes.
Who did you like for us?
Well, I like Sonny Styles, but he's not going to be
who
there.
Doesn't?
I liked him a lot. I like Cassius Howe. I like him. I like his tape. He looks like, to me, and I get it, comparisons are asinine, but he looks like Von Miller. Not just because he's in a Texas A&M uniform, and he even mentioned a Shaq Barrett. That's the kind of player, like right there, overall, athletically, he's not the most gifted, but he's got the traits, right? He can get it done. He can win those one-on-one matchups. And in the Bucs, they've been guilty. Maybe you just got to get the guy that looks the best on tape. And I know they have listen, I know they want to see what David Walker has, but you can't just depend on, a fourth-round pick from last year. That cannot be just it. You can't depend on a rookie. So if I have my druthers, of course, I want Sonny Styles. If you can't get him, C.J. Allen, a linebacker from Georgia, the problem with him, I read up on him, not great in coverage. That's the problem with this Bucs linebacking core. It's like the Atlantic Ocean. Nobody's covering anybody. So I don't know if you want a linebacker there.
And Lavonte's gotten older, so
You want to bring him back after the report today from his knee, getting a knee surgery? Do you want to bring him back?
I'm going to tell you something. I think if Lavonte is healthy enough to play, he'll come back.
Mm-hmm.
I think he'll come back.
I think he'll come back too.
He loves the game.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, I really. If Lavonte David doesn't get into the Hall of Fame, what are we doing?
Well, I don't know what we're doing. He's going to get in the Hall of Fame now. Maybe not first ballot because
of course. But the only reason he's overlooked is because of number one, the team hasn't had great success while he was there.
Correct.
And then two, you look at people like Fred Warner and Bobby Wagner, but this guy has numbers almost identical to these guys.
He has the numbers there, compared to Brian Urlacher, who's a Hall of Famer? Yeah, he's a Hall of Famer. I would say Ray Lewis, he's a Hall of Famer. He's got the same type of numbers, right?
Absolutely.
We figured that out the last game. I mean, it's amazing. The fumble recoveries, the interceptions, the turnovers that he causes. I definitely bring him back. And I think in some sense, it's a nice story for him to stay tied with Derrick Brooks. But then again, you have an opportunity to surpass
Derrick Brooks.
Derrick Brooks, to me, that's almost like what? I mean, that's like Mike Evans being tied with Jerry Rice. Of course, he wants to surpass Jerry Rice. But you have a chance to surpass a Hall of Famer. Nobody in that Hall of Fame room that's making the judgment at that point or the vote can say now that Lavonte David's not a Hall of Famer. What are they going to say? He's a stat stuffer? No, he's done it consistently over and over again at a high level at critical times for this Tampa Bay Buccaneer team. And he's an integral part of that locker room. Make no mistake about it. No matter how old he is.
Listen, remember what was the guy that played for Washington all those years, never had a pro? Was it London Fletcher?
London Fletcher, yes.
He's basically London Fletcher.
Well, didn't London win a Super Bowl with the Rams on that Bucs year?
I don't remember, but I know he played 15 years, and I think he only made the Pro Bowl one time.
That's true, but he did win a Super Bowl that year with the Rams, I believe. I think he was on that team. I think he was on that team. I'm again, aging myself out, but I believe London Fletcher was on that 99 Rams team.
Yeah. All I'm going to say is this.
Yes.
I know that we need some depth on the defensive line. And Hassan Reddick, it was
horrible.
God,
he was terrible.
Waste of space.
There you go.
Then, I mean, how would you feel about going up to get one of those pass rushers? Like Reuben Bain or Bailey?
I love it. I love that. I'm curious to see where Reuben Bain Jr. goes because the talk was, and again, this may just be talk and rumors and speculation season running wild here in the offseason, but a lot of scouts are kind of worried about how long his arms are.
His arms are, yeah.
Right. So it didn't affect Dwight Freeney. In fact, my guy last night, Blake Anthony, said, you want Dwight Freeney syndrome? Yeah, I like to have Dwight Freeney syndrome. Here's a consistent player who could get after the quarterback, right? I mean, that's what you need.
Yeah, I mean,
whether you have long arms or not.
if you go back and you look at John Randall was not a big guy.
John Randall was nearly a Tampa Bay Buccaneer, but you're exactly right, because his brother was on the team, was Urban Randall, and he wanted to play at the time, I believe, defensive tackle or defensive end. The Bucs wanted to play him at linebacker, and of course, the rest is history as he went on to terrorize them with the Minnesota Vikings.
For years.
Congratulations once again on the Bucs bobbling that.
Oh, God, yeah. I don't even want to talk about
Same
that.
thing with Kalijah Cansey, by the way. People go, oh, you got short arms. When the guy can stay healthy, which he hasn't been able to stay healthy.
Listen, when he's healthy, what are you going to do with him and Vita next to each other?
I'd love to see that. I'd love to have that problem at this point, but we really haven't been able to experience that at this point. And we know what the difference is, right? The first couple of games with Cansey being in there on the defensive line, and then the last game, the energy that he brings, the pass rush ability, it's amazing. Anything else, Curtis?
No, that's it, brother. I just we're waiting on this free agency to start next week. Are you going to do a special?
You know me. I'll be here. I'll be here. I'm always here for you guys. You know that.
I know you are, brother.
This is the season right here. This is where we go to work.
I mean, dude, we got free agency. We got baseball. You got basketball going into the playoffs. You got WrestleMania coming up.
WrestleMania, which, by the way, the Elimination Chamber, that was not good. That was not good. That was not a good pay-per-view.
All I'm going to say is this. I've seen better runs and draws.
It's flat. That's true. And then it's flat. It's just not there. Like the WrestleMania build up like it used to be. It's just not there for me this year. I don't know if it's lack of superstars, lack of storytelling, creative. It's a combination of suck. It just is not good.
It's become predictable again.
It's saturated. It's predictable. There's not enough star power. Once again, not enough long story booking.
Who didn't know Drew McIntyre was going to come out and ruin it for Cody?
We all know that. Storyline has been blown up with that.
Yeah. But I will tell you this. I have a prediction, and my prediction is Cody's going to weasel his way into that championship match.
I think he is too. I think it's going to – I think the money to me is Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes. That's the money for WrestleMania. Love Drew. Don't think that's the match you're looking at. Curtis, appreciate the call as always, my friend. All right.
All right, brother.
All right. Good stuff here. 8 minutes from Jason Bowers. Open phone line 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391 on a Monday night here on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. It's the Sports Web. I'm your host, Peter Blake, your Rolex reporter. What time is it? It's my time. And of course, it is your time, Webheads. Only 7 days away from the legal tampering period starting up with free agency. What's your confidence level with the Mike Evans qualifications? Can the Bucs, can they check all the boxes, if you will, when it comes to Mike Evans qualifications, according to Jeremy Fowler? What about Lavonte David? Should he be brought back? Again, this report from Albert Breer. Edge Max Crosby could get traded this week. Teams that are involved: Cowboys, Bears, Ravens, Bills, Patriots, Eagles, and Rams keeping tabs on his availability, but no Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So we'll see how that all plays out, because we know that things change all the time. And we also know that John Spytek has somewhat of a relationship there with Jason Light. So does Tom Brady. So maybe they do us a solid, right? Maybe they trade Max Crosby for, a couple picks. Yeah, probably not going to happen, Tom.
That's great enough to suck right there.
Yeah, Tom's not going to do that. So I'm done hearing about Crosby. Face it, the Raiders want too much. Brent says no, Baker Mayfield is a turnover machine in the fourth quarter. We are stuck with Bowles and Baker. Get used to it. Who is clamoring for Zach Robinson? Read some of these comments. Man, please. He will be a scapegoat for Baker Mayfield. Bad play on the field. Brent, again, you probably don't like Lee because he wouldn't re-sign Baker Mayfield unless he gets to an NFC championship game. Lee who? You probably don't like Lee because he wouldn't re-sign Baker Mayfield unless gets to an NFC championship game. Who's Lee? At this point, I'm ready for Light to trade up to the draft to draft Styles from Ohio State. If we are going to give up draft capital, that guy is going to be a beast. Definitely looks like it. So what is their country? Okay, I'm not going to get political on this. Again, somebody mentioned it. I'm not going to go there with that. I have feelings on it, and we'll just keep it that way. This is a sports talk show. If you feel some certain way about it, I don't know. I hope not. I would draft and go free agency as well. Chris Cole, Houston is rebuilding. KC ain't even winning the division. Listen, Chris, we all know this, right? The attraction and what I think Mike Evans is looking at when it comes to the Houston Texans, the biggest competitor, in my opinion, for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is not C.J. Stroud. They do have some young weapons there, right? But what it is their defense. That defense is Super Bowl ready. And if you have somewhat of a competent quarterback that doesn't turn over the ball, and you know what I'm talking about, like a DLG quarterback, don't turn over the ball, distribute to your weapons, run the ball, play great defense, you're most likely in the Super Bowl. That's how great that defense is, and that's the main challenge at this point, as we will get out to Jason Powers in about 4 minutes there as I see him in the back room. So hopefully he's got his sound in check. Doing a lot of great things there with also the media icon, Mr. TJ Reeves of the Buccaneer Radio Network, talking college basketball as March Madness. I mean, that's the March Madness basketball. NCAA, right? Congratulations to USF, by the way. That's not it. That's not it. Where is it at? That's not it. Where is my USF? There it is. There you go, for winning their conference. Now we'll see if they can win the tournament, which is tremendous for them. Congratulations to first-year coach there. Let's see. I want Mike signed. I don't think Houston is rebuilding. KC ain't winning their division. We'll see. Anytime you have Patrick Mahomes, although Mahomes is coming off a major injury at that point. They were saying on Pro Football Talk this morning that only 19 players really go first round grade. So like 12 or 13 will be picked in the first round with a second round grade. I mean, that's the challenge of it. You know, can you get enough players? Can these players come in right away? Like people say, trade down, get more players. Okay, when you trade down and get those players, because that's what Jason Light usually does. Are they going to be able to come in here right away, transition, and make those contributions that you're going to need offensively and defensively, most likely defensively? Because I'm not buying the fact that, you know, Jason Light is going offense with the tight end. Montgomery going to Houston. I think the Lions sign White now. Certainly possible. 5th round pick today to the Houston Texans. They're trying to get stronger. Montgomery wanted out. Now he's out of there with the Texans. Let's go out to KR. Evening, Peter and crew. We got 6 days until free agency tampering. It's actually 7 days, but the night's almost over. I guess you could say 7. I hope Mike would come back to Tampa, but I hope that they realize the defense, free agency, the defense is the key to turning this team around. I just want the best outcome. Good stuff there, KR. We don't need Max Crosby to find strong edge rushers. There is a bunch in free agency to go after. Be cheaper investments to fill out a lot of holes. Dave says, what about the Bucs being rated 29th with the franchise and ownership? Didn't really get a chance to talk about that. The players' grades out there. Although it's interesting, Dave, you mentioned that because your buddy right there, Todd Bowles, was a B-. How about that? As people say, the players say Todd Bowles, they don't want to play for him. He got a B-. Nearly an A, by the way. From player surveys, Dave, so tired of Baker haters. Who else is going to play quarterback for the Bucs? That brings the juice like Baker, Bridgewater, Cousins, Fields, who there's no Brady out there to sign. There's no rookie in the draft. So can we just put this to bed? Yes, you can. Absolutely. Let's go out to T-Town, 813 Trouble City. They just drop in the flats on the zone blitz. So when you blitz, you have to replace. Better numbers. Dave says Patrick Willis got in the Hall of Fame, never made it to the Super Bowl, doesn't have half the stats David does. Let's go out to T-Town, 813 Trouble City. David, a tackling machine in his prime, could drop in the zone, cover a running back or tight end. Absolutely. And rest in peace, Fran Tarkenton. Is that official? Fran Tarkenton has passed away. Oh, my goodness. Let's go ahead and check that. Let's go out to, I don't have any sound effect for, I'll just use the draft chime. Powers on Sports, a podcast. My buddy, my tag team partner of the world right there, Mr. Jason Powers, Powers on Sports podcast, Spectrum Sports 360, of course, still doing that thing. Let's go get closer there. Welcome to the evolution of Sports Talk Television on a Monday night, only 7 days away. After this night, it'll be 6 days from legal tampering, and all eyes, Jason Powers, are on if the Bucs re-sign Mike Evans. Does Lavonte David come back? And what do the Bucs do to cure their defense so they get aggressive? Once again, welcome to the Sports Web.
First of all, can you make sure you can hear me? And number two, I'm sitting in traffic here on I-4 right by Malfunction Junction that's backed up. So I apologize for being a little, being in the car, but I am sitting in traffic here for you. But I'm here for you, my man.
Bro, listen, you decided to take this as a priority. You're in traffic at this point. Just watch the road. I know how you feel. We've talked about
bumper to bumper on I-4 here.
Listen, you know what I do? I'm in the Tesla. I brag about it a lot. The Go Bucs are in Tesla. I'm going to take you for a ride in it. Just listen to the music. By the way, the other night, I kind of got a break because I decided to cut somebody off that I didn't know was an officer of the law. It was an officer of the law going 61.
Peter. Don't be doing that.
He told me, have a good night. I appreciate that. Didn't get a ticket because I was really nice. And I told him that I was trying to get home. But listen, when I do in that situation, it sounds good at this point. Mike Evans situation, what do you think is going to happen? Yeah. All the rumors, all the qualifications. I just pointed it out. Jeremy Fowler put this out there. Solid quarterback he believes in. A Super Bowl team, I think there's a question right there. Solid offensive coordinator. I think what the Bucs envision is that he's going to be Liam Cohen. And then once again, high volume from Mike Evans. Consequently, 2 years removed from Liam Cohen's offense, he had 74 catches. So slam dunk here. Mike Evans resigns with the Bucs. What do you think?
I don't think it's a slam dunk. I think the odds are going back a little bit more in the Buccaneers' favor, but I don't think it's a slam dunk. I think his list of teams that he would consider are probably 4 or 5 in the league. I think he is only considering major playoff teams, Buffalo, a team that I think might be in the mix because of the familiarity by the head coaches, maybe a Denver Broncos, somebody like that. Again, Houston potentially, but I don't think Houston's super. Could they remember that Houston has Nico Collins, who's a number 1. So Evans would not get the volume. I don't think in Houston he wouldn't be probably the clear number 1. Where in Tampa, he's still going to be the number 1 guy here. I think the Bucs, it's leaning more Bucs, but again, as long as the Bucs are competitive on their offer, I think 2 years, probably 30 to 35 million, probably gets it done. I would say closer to 35 million. Again, I think that would get it done unless a team, one of these playoff teams, a Buffalo, somebody like that, just blew the doors off with a 2-year offer. So that's kind of where I see it. Also remember, playing on grass is important to Mike too. So a team that maybe plays on turf, that may not be somewhere he wants to go. And also the warm weather, I think, is also a factor. So I think Buffalo, potentially the cold weather. I don't know if it was even Steven with the Bucs in Buffalo, I think he'd stay here.
Well, don't tell his agent that, Jason Powers, because he was saying
leverage, man. It's called leverage, man. He's trying to drum up a market.
Well, I get that. Do you think this is more about money, or do you think this is more about what I think it's about? Is showing the Bucs, are they competitive enough? Are they a Super Bowl contender at this point? Do you think it's more about the money aspect, or do you think it's more about being competitive, especially a Super Bowl contender?
Oh, I definitely think it's about being a Super Bowl contender and a deep playoff contender. So, I mean, again, you're not going to lowball Mike. You're not going to get Mike for a deep discount. The offer needs to be competitive in the ballpark. But he definitely wants to. He's got probably 2 years left at best. He wants to be on a playoff team. There's no doubt. He doesn't want to. I heard you earlier in the show. He doesn't want to be referenced in 3rd and 28, bro. He wants to know that if the Buccaneers are going to make some serious inroads on defense, again, other teams in the league have problems, but I mean, he can't have what we saw in defense last year continue here in Tampa, and that's why, again, I know we'll probably get to it here in a bit. The Bucs have got to make a big push here in the next week as far as a defensive stalwart in free agent, whether it's trade, whether it's a signing. You got to make a big move on defense.
Everybody keeps on mentioning it. I mentioned it on this show. Max Crosby, according to Albert Breer of Sports Illustrated, he says that he could get traded this week, and he says the teams are Cowboys, Bears, Ravens, Bills, Patriots, Eagles, and Rams, but no Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I get it. It's an insider. How much does he know? should the Bucs be involved in this? Do you think they get involved in this? Or once again, do they just say, you know what, we're going to keep our picks because the draft has plenty of young edge rushers who, by the way, don't always transition Jason Powers on Sports Podcast to the NFL level, and you go after a Trey Hendrickson in free agency instead?
Again, tough spot. I would definitely make an offer for Max Crosby. I would give up a 1. I'd give up probably a starting player if I needed to. And I'm gonna throw out a name here that I think would be appealing to the Raiders. How about Jalen McMillan? I mean, he's probably your third. I mean, he'd be a starting receiver for the Raiders tomorrow. Good player, young, cheap. I think Jalen McMillan and number 1, and maybe you throw in a fifth round pick, something like that. I think that would probably be pretty competitive with most other teams in the league. Yes, I would definitely include the 15th pick, no doubt, for Max Crosby.
Well, I think you're going to have to include the 15th pick at this point because that's what the Raiders are looking for. They're looking to rebuild at this point, and how you do that, you got to get that quarterback that you're probably going to draft, a wide receiver on with Jason Powers on Sports Podcast. I said Chris Godwin. You said Jalen McMillan. It's been mentioned from our friends there at Pewter Report that it would be Antoine Winfield Jr. Would you trade Winfield Jr. for Crosby?
I would, if it took the 15th pick in Winfield to get Crosby, I'd do it. Because you'd be basically replacing the salaries, which is something good for both teams. And again, safeties. This safety class has got some players in this safety class that I think you could find a safety of similar. Again, and Winfield's a good player. I'm not disputing that. But you could find somebody. Maybe you move Tyke Smith to free safety and go draft and go either sign a safety or if it came down to Winfield in the 15th pick for Crosby, I'd do it.
What do you make of this Lavonte David story? Because it comes out today he had off-season knee surgery. Not a surprise because he didn't look like the same player, although he's up there in age. Father Time is undefeated. In your opinion, with the way he's talked lately, do you think he comes back for his 15th season? And should he come back for his 15th season? Because he's tied with Derrick Brooks. He could surpass him, which most likely would make him a Hall of Famer. Or I think he's a Hall of Famer already, but it would solidify that. We're surpassing a Hall of Famer in Brooks.
Right. It's going to be tricky. I think this would be the situation where I tell Lavonte, hey, we got a spot for you, but we're going to this is the number. $7-8 million is probably the number I would go to. You can't be paying Lavonte David, $10-12 million. Again, and it may be a situation where he becomes maybe a little more of a situational player and not on the field every down. And I think you're going to see the Bucs draft a linebacker, whether it's in the first round, whether it's early in the second round. You got to have somebody next to him who can be the next guy. A couple guys that I think would be, again, a lot of people are talking about Sonny Styles and all that stuff. If he were there at 14, maybe you consider doing that. A guy that I think would be a great little player that you could probably get in the second round. How about Jacob Rodriguez out of Texas Tech? Guy like that who's just he makes plays. He's a football player. His measurables may not be the best as far as in that position group, but that guy's just a football player, man. Makes plays, a leader, a former quarterback, which I think is helpful. Guy like that. But yeah, you're definitely going to see the Buccaneers draft at least one linebacker, if not two, this draft.
I love Rodriguez because he reminds me of Lavonte David in the way that he can cause turnovers. On top of it, he's been a quarterback on the offense. He's been a quarterback now for the defense for Texas Tech. He makes plays. Athletically, he's not that bad. 4.57 and 4.6. I mean, a lot of people, I'm hoping that his stock doesn't go up to where the Bucs have to trade up in that second round or have to trade up in the first round because somebody decides to take him in the later of the first round, because I definitely think he's talented enough. Besides, if, let's say they don't go for Styles at 15, which we assume he'll go top 5, top 10. Who do you picture being there at 15 as an edge rusher? Please don't tell me you're thinking tight end, because this is what we've heard. Kenyon Sadiq, he's been a monster at the combine. I get it. You're losing Cade Otton. There's rumors out there he could go to the Patriots. He could be $7-8 million. The Bucs may want to upgrade. They already have Devin Colt, but you can't use the 15th pick on a tight end. Can you, Jason Powers?
Well, it would depend if you lose Mike Evans. If you lose Mike Evans to free agency, now that position becomes a little more priority. Cade Otton is not again, I would rather draft Kenyon Sadiq than overpay to keep Cade Otton. Cade Otton's just average. He's nothing more, nothing less. Good player, but he's not a $10-12 million a year player. Again, you could probably trade down from 14 to get Kenyon Sadiq 5 or 6 picks, probably at 20. But if you stay at 14 and there's edge rushers on the board, I think you got to take one. If Sonny Styles is on the board, you probably take him at 14. But if one of those edge rushers, and this is a deep class, I think you got to probably take one of those guys at 14 because the Todd Bowles defense gets a lot of criticism, but we've never seen the last 2 or 3 years a Todd Bowles defense with a legit edge rusher that can create havoc and cause problems. So, again, you got to draft a defensive player at 14 if at all possible, in my view.
I look at Cassius Howell. I keep on calling him Cassius, but it's Cassius Howell from Texas A&M. He's got the production there on tape. To me, he looks like Von Miller, more built like Shaq Barrett at this point. Even talked about Shaq Barrett on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Could you see him there? Because, again, could there be a team that gets him before the Bucs at 15? Or could you see him there because what's been talked about is how, of course, Bain Jr. don't have a long enough arm. What do you think about this? We talk about big enough hands, long enough arms. Could one of those guys slip down at 15,
Yes.
Bain Jr.?
Yeah, I mean, Bain, would you value, a guy like Jason Light, do you value production or do you look at measurables? If every decision is made on measurables, you're gonna bust on a lot of picks because there's been a lot of guys that have had all measurables in the world and can't play football. Where there's been plenty of other guys that their measurables, one feature of their body type is a little bit undesirable, but they make football plays. And a guy like Bain, he's shown against a variety of different kind of talent levels in the college level, he can make plays. I've even heard people talk about Ruben Bain could move inside if he had to play maybe a 3 technique if it doesn't work out on the edge because of his quickness. So, again, you need an impact defensive end. A guy in the line of a Simeon Rice kind of guy. Again, Simeon Rice was a good player coming out of college. You got to get a defensive pass rusher that can make the changes. And that's why if the Bucs were not to make a move for Max Crosby, the next phone call would be the Cleveland Browns. I would give up. If I have to give up 2 number ones for Myles Garrett, I'd do it. The Bucs are in win now mode. Because we don't know the future of Baker Mayfield at the end of this year. No guarantee he's coming back. Right?
True. It's true. I mean, everything's on the table at this point. Even Jason Light talked about him getting an extension at this point. And, of course, if the Bucs signed him to an extension, they could save $21 million. And they could also restructure his contract to open up more money. Jason Powers on Sports podcast. You talk about Trey Hendrickson. Are you buying Trey Hendrickson? 31 years old, 81 sacks. Got hurt last year, only had 4.5. Is it a case of buyer beware because he is 31 years old, or are you going for $20-25 million?
Again, I'd be careful there because not that he was just injured, he had a back injury. And back injuries when you're 30 plus, back injuries are very tedious. I would not be paying Trey Hendrickson $25 million with a back injury unless you were 1,000% sure he is 100% healed because we know back injuries are problematic. One tweak of a back and you're out for 6 weeks, and you got burned last year with Hassan Reddick. Again, you got to be careful there. Would I do 2 years and maybe $35 million for Trey Hendrickson? Yes, but somebody's probably going to pay him more than that if his back checks out. So that'd be the concern for me, not the age. It's more the back injury for me.
Listen, I have a back injury, and it never goes away, so I can't imagine just from an athlete at this point. So you definitely got to check those medicals. Right. There could be other players out there. Odafe Owe, who got traded to the Chargers, had 7.5 sacks. He's a young player. Aboye Mafe. They have some normal names at this point. I mean, I got to pronounce them. Are those two the type of players? Or Joey Bosa? Does he come in?
I'd look at Khalil Mack. I'd look at a Khalil Mack on maybe a 1-year deal. Wow. I think he still wants to play. I didn't like what I saw out of Bosa last year. He looked like he was, always a step away, kind of like Yaya Diaby, always one step away from getting there, but he didn't get there very much. So a guy like Khalil Mack could help if you can't. Again, pair him with Diaby, and I would still consider drafting a guy, even if you were to sign a defensive end in free agency. I still think you need a 3 of them. And again, because no guarantee that you're going to re-sign Yaya Diaby next year if his production doesn't increase. So you can't have enough defensive pass rushers in this league, as you know.
Let's talk about the running back situation. We'll get you out of here on that. Thanks a lot for the time. Bucky Irving had shoulder surgery in the offseason. How concerned are you now about that position? And is one of the first calls you make next week here with the legal tampering period a guy like a Tyler Algier from the Atlanta Falcons?
No, I do not. I do not invest big money in the running back position. I think you go with Bucky Irving. Tucker's serviceable. You can get a marginal, another guy in free agency for very, very inexpensive. I would not go pay Tyler Algier. Nope. I think you got to lean on Bucky Irving. You got to see if he can be the true bell cow. He's proven he can be. It's the first time in his career he's ever been injured last year. I think you lean on Bucky Irving. You rely on a little bit of Sean Tucker. And if you got to bring in a third guy or draft a third guy in the middle rounds, I think you do that. I don't think you spend big money at running back on a Tyler Algier.
All right, last question. Besides Trey Hendrickson, who's the first call you do make next Monday, Jason Powers, here on the Sports Web?
If you give me a couple names in free agency. Give me a couple of the defensive linemen in free agency that we know of.
I would say linebackers. N'Kobe Dean, I'm not sure in that. You're going with Devin Lloyd. He's a linebacker. I mean, are you going linebacker or an edge? Are you going, we said running back, tight end possibly, Isaiah Likely, he could be possibly out there, David Njoku to fill Cade Otton. I mean, who's one of the first calls you make besides that edge rusher?
Likely is a very interesting name. He is a very athletic receiving tight end, something the Bucs have not had much of here lately. You've still got Devin Culp, who can kind of, you can always find an inline blocking tight end to help you. But a guy like Likely has shown when he's healthy, he can be a factor in the passing game. I think the Bucs need an athletic, another weapon for that middle of the field. So that'd be a guy that I would consider. Again, am I going to overpay for him? No. But if you get him on a decent market value deal, I would look at that. And again, I would also, I think cornerback is someplace you got to be. Again, I like the corners, Parrish and Morrison. I think those guys are going to be good players for the Buccaneers. But again, if you could get a cornerback, but edge rusher and linebacker are the 2 number 1 priority spots if I'm the Buccaneers, I'm looking at next week. Anzalone, Alex Anzalone from Detroit, kind of a Florida Gator, solid football player. He'd probably want to stay in the state of Florida. That'd be a guy I'd look at too.
31 years old, very productive, but I just don't know if it fits into what. Although again, you have to go all in if that window is open and you're trying to not only win the NFC South but also be a Super Bowl contender. Then you have to go for veteran players, and that could certainly be somebody that you look at. I promise. Last question: USF. How real are they? The USF Bulls?
I think they're a good team. You mentioned TJ and I. TJ, we went to the Memphis game a couple weeks back, and I know Memphis is not very good, but I was impressed with what I saw out of USF. They're going to have a tricky game potentially in the American Cup semifinal game, I think, if they get UAB, because remember that tournament is in Birmingham, the home of the Blazers, so that will be a tricky game for USF if they see UAB in the semifinals. But this is a team that could give some teams problems in the tournament. They'll probably, if they win that conference tournament, they'll probably be an 11 seed, 11 or 12. So I think that's Brian Hoxton's done a really good job over there, getting that program back on track after the kind of the gap year last year when Coach Raw passed away, and you had the interim coach. Done a really good job getting that program back on track. So again, this USF team's got some quality players, got some good inside players, can shoot the ball a little bit, so they'll be a dangerous out if they can get there.
Love it. Good stuff. As always, Jason Powers, get home safe. Go ahead and promote yourself here on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television on a Monday night, my friend.
Yeah, check us out. Spectrum Sports 360 will be on tomorrow night. There'll be a segment we're actually talking about Bucs trades, kind of what we were talking about tonight. So Todd right now will be on on the show next week, tomorrow night, 10:30 Spectrum Sports. TJ Reeves and I, next Tuesday night, we will be up in Indianapolis calling the Horizon League Championship Tournament game on TuneIn Radio. So check us out next Tuesday night, TuneIn Radio. And next Saturday night, a week from Saturday, TJ and I will be in Las Vegas, Nevada, calling the Mountain West Championship game basketball for the tournament out in Las Vegas next Saturday night. So some basketball coming up here for TJ and I. We'll be all over the NFL with the free agency. And Peter Blake, I'm almost home, but appreciate the time, man. Anytime you need me, you know where you can find me. Absolutely. Next Saturday, we'll be at the Expo there, the Florida State Fairgrounds, and the rumor is Booger McFarland's going to be out there, Rondé Barber, Ken Dilger, Keenan McGill. So more than happy to have you out there, be out there all day long interviewing football players, baseball players. Maybe that Sunday with some basketball players, be out there all weekend. Jason Powers on Sports Podcast, of course, Spectrum Sports 360. Go kill it tomorrow night, my friend, and we will see you soon, my tag team partner of the world. All right? All right, man. Don't be cutting off the police now. Use the blinkers, Peter Blake. Blinkers. Use the blinkers, okay? Yes, don't go 61. Don't cut off the police. That's good. All right. See you later. Wait. Go ahead. What else? I got to tell a story. I know you relay this to the Greek. I was looking forward to telling the Greek this story. So I was playing poker a couple days ago. Yeah. And guess what happened? Guess what I did? This is an all-timer. This is a 1 in 650,000 odds of happening. Guess what I did, Peter Blake? What did you do, man? Full house? I flopped a royal flush. Flopped. Oh, my gosh. Flopped. Tell Harry the Greek that. That's your boy, first time in his life, 1 in 650,000 chance, flopped a royal flush. Did you get any shekels out of this, by the way? Oh, yeah, a couple shekels, not as many as I should have gotten, but I got a couple shekels out of the hand and all that. But yes, that's a story though. If you're a poker player out there, we got guys that are listening. I know that are poker players. I flopped a full house. I mean, a royal flush. A royal flush. You flopped a royal flush. I will tell Harry the Greek that. I will definitely pass that on as he's sick right now. Hopefully he can get better. We'll get him back on the evolution. I know that he'll enjoy that. Jason Powers, appreciate the time. You're the man. You're the man. Absolutely. He is the man. Him and TJ Reeves killing it with the college basketball coverage. You got to stay tuned because they got some good stuff there. And we got you covered. I can't believe it. Like the Expo is not this weekend, and it's next weekend. So you've got free agency, the legal tampering period on Monday. You've got the official start of the NFL season next week on Wednesday. The official year, I believe, starts at 4:00. So we got you covered that night. And then all weekend, we've got athletes that have played in the league that are analysts now that are going to talk with us on the sports web. So what more do you want? Like, it's like a mini radio row next Saturday. They're at the Tampa Expo there at the Florida State Fairgrounds. You got to love it. You got to love it. If you're not tuning in, I don't know what you're tuning into. I really don't. All right. Sorry, it was Dan Patrick's show. They said only 19 players got a first-round draft grade. Bobby Raines. Jason better do something big time to make this team a Super Bowl contender. I agree with you. I definitely think there has to be moves, aggressive moves that are made. Now, let's talk about this. This was put out by Pro Football Focus. They have this as a mock draft Monday here. And the pick at number 15 is... tight end Kenyon Sadiq of Oregon. They say Sadiq is an alluring combination of size and athleticism, even at the position. With many of those types of prospects, he played both sides of the ball effectively as a receiver, as a defensive back in high school. Also is a multi-sport athlete. He plays and is deployed like a big receiver, one whom you won't want to be attached to at the line of scrimmage. His movement skills give him a lot of alignment versatility,
We just need to see Sadiq as a focal point tight end in 2025. I don't know about that one. I'm going to look into that because when you say focal point tight end number 1, I start thinking of O.J. Howard from Alabama because he wasn't the focal point and he was highly athletic and he was a beast and all this and he didn't transition over. Is it a need? I guess it is. Is it the best player on the board at that point? We'll see. I can't see them drafting offense, although I didn't necessarily think they would draft Emeka Egbuka at 19, and it was a good pick. And you know why? Because the wide receivers were getting older, and it paid off, at least for the first half. The second half of the season, not so much. Not so much. Rookie wall, maybe. Let's see here. Let's move on to this, and then we'll move on to the mock drafts here, according to Buccaneers.com. Again, they have Kenyon Sadiq, as I believe this is, well, it looks like it's Nate Davis from NFL.com on March 2nd. They say the first tight end in the combine history to record a sub 4.440. Sadiq has a 43.5-inch vertical, which again is explosive nature. That's what that should mean to you. Certainly made some money over the past few days. Not only give Baker Mayfield another downfield weapon, this offense might need a partial reload with Mike Evans and Cade Otton currently unsigned for 2026. According to CBS Sports' Mike Renner, they have them taking it looks like a Spencer Fano, Utah, and I believe this is an interior lineman. The Buccaneers could look to bolster their guard position, which would be an issue for much of 2025. Spencer Fano was a tackle at Utah, but looks best suited for the interior in the NFL. I don't see them going with the linemen there at 15. I don't think that's a major need. You just got to get healthy. Cody Malk at the right guard. Of course, Ben Bretterson at left guard. They got to stay healthy. I think they got a good combination there. Even Jason Light talked about how great this offensive line was, how he believes it's one of the strongest units on this team. The Draft Network's Jamie Eisner says the pick again, Kenyon Sadiq, the tight end from Oregon. As he showed at the NFL Combine, Kenyon Sadiq is an explosive elite athlete who brings game-changing speed to the tight end position. He had elite jumps of 43.5-inch vertical, 11'2" broad jump, and a crazy fast 40-yard dash, 4.39. Sadiq can line up all over the formation as a strong blocker in the run game, has the potential to step in immediately as a key target for Baker Mayfield while helping open run lanes for Bucky Irving. What do we think, Bucs fans? Again, Kenyon Sadiq has been the guy. He went from Sonny Styles to now Sadiq. I get it. It's a mock draft. Everything can change. There's fluidity, as I use that word always, with stocks going up and down. Trevor Sikkema, a Pro Football Focus, says edge rusher Akeem Mesidor, which I know for a fact the Bucs had a formal interview with at the Combine. Mesidor didn't participate in any of the Combine testing, which was mostly expected after Miami's long season. He's one of the best pass rushers in all of college football this season, logging an elite 92.5 Pro Football Focus pass rush grade, 6th best among draft-eligible edge defenders, and would immediately be Tampa Bay's best edge rusher. Love that. Love that player. Love that pick. I love Ruben Bain Jr., but I don't think he's going to be there, even though he doesn't have long arms. But you never know. But Akeem Mesidor definitely would fit the bill. And The Athletic says still Sonny Styles. Even if Lavonte David returns, the Bucs linebacking core needs help. Styles, a former safety, is a great athlete with plenty of college production. He was the Buckeyes' second leading tackler during the 2024 national championship season and number 1 last fall. So there you go. There is your mock draft Monday. What do you guys think? What do you Bucs fans think? Let me go out to this guy. All right, Sun Devil Dave, welcome to the Evolution here on the Monday night, my friend. What's up?
Thank you for always wasting my time, and goodbye forever.
Well, there you go. That's how you start off the show. That's it. Thank you for wasting my time, and goodbye forever.
Great show as always.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Thank you.
I'm going to do some rapid fire tonight. Number one, I'm going to make a huge announcement to the sports web.
Yes.
I decided to not, I don't want to say ever, but I'm going to hold back and not bring up UFL, okay? So no more UFL talk.
I'm going to, listen, I'm going to try, I'm going to make this announcement. I'm going to try my damnedest to pay attention to UFL because there are two people that care about it, Sun Devil Dave and Abraham. You guys both care about it at this point, so I'm going to try to care.
Okay. The reason I brought it up, here's the reason. We talked about some of the rule changes they're going to propose for this year, the no punting in the 50. So Super Bowl 60, this real quick, the barn burner, almost as good as that 13-3 barn burner that the Patriots ran.
Awful. I don't know what was worse. I really don't. I think the 13-3 was still worse.
Okay. Here's what we got. First half, field goal, punt, punts, punts, field goal, punt, field goal. Third quarter, punt, field goal, punt, fumble. So there you go, buddy. So that
sounds like an old Bucs offense, by the way. That's what the Bucs offense, the old offense, sounded like.
Right. It's horrible. So
yes.
Number 2, congratulations to the U.S. Cup Bulls for making the tournament.
How about that, huh?
And the reason is because this week, this will probably be Bobby Hurley's last 2 regular season games with the Sun Devils. They're going to play Kansas and Iowa State. It's going to be tough. And then I think this will be it, no matter what they do in the tournament. So I'll be watching the Bulls for the tourney. It looks like they'll probably be an 11 team, what the guy said.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's awesome. And then mock draft. I know you guys are talking about this tight end out of Oregon, right? But I need your opinion. I mean, if these 2 guys are available, don't you want to go with the kid from Miami, Akeem, and then the Sunny Styles?
I would definitely go for it. But a lot of people say, well, he's a need. Is he the best player on the board? And I always go back to this comparison or analogy, if you will. So I believe it's 2007. The talk is that, John Gruden at the time wants to trade up for Calvin Johnson. And of course, at the time, the Bucs have a need for a defensive end, and they draft Gaines Adams, and it doesn't necessarily work out. Besides Calvin Johnson and Gaines Adams, there's a player that's on the board at that time. His name is Adrian Peterson, but the Bucs don't look at him at the time because they have Cadillac Williams. Was that the right thing to do? Well, maybe not. They had a need, and you didn't go with the best player on the board, because if you go with the best player on the board, would be Adrian Peterson, and to some people it doesn't make sense. I kind of wonder where that Bucs mindset is. They know that they have needs, but are they going to reach? Is Mesidor a reach at that point? Do you trade down? Do you take a chance of trading down? Do you just take him at 15? I don't think he's a reach. I definitely think he would be a good draft pick, but taking a tight end, is that a need? I guess if you lose Cade Otton.
Well, that's what I look at. As much as I don't want to see this, but go after Cole Kmet, because I like Kmet, but Lovely's just a little bit better overall.
Well, of course.
Kmet's a solid tight end.
Sure.
So if Kmet decides to turn with Tampa Bay, I think you could find a solid replacement for you for tight end, and then go through your, the edge rusher or the linebacker, either from Sonny Styles or Mesidor. Okay. And then next week or this weekend, we got WBC, baby. Are you pretty excited or no?
You got what now?
World Baseball Classic.
Oh, the World Baseball Classic. I had no idea that was going on this week. That's going on this week?
It starts Friday.
Oh, wow.
USA versus Brazil.
So much sports going on, and I have no idea. I'm so lost in the Bucs. But yeah, I'll definitely check it out. Yeah, I'm excited.
Next week, maybe next Monday or Wednesday, maybe throw like 4 or 5 minutes.
I'm like Todd Bowles at this point. It's exciting. I'm excited about it. I'm absolutely excited about watching baseball. Sure. World Baseball Classic.
Oh, yeah, it's like I think a lot of it to do with how incredible the Olympics was, and the great win by USA. And I think that's going to piggyback, because I think a lot of the baseball players are like, man, we're so excited about looking what the Olympians did and what those hockey players did, and we got to step up our game.
Agree.
And we got to win the thing. And then there's a bitter taste in losing to Japan 3 years ago. So we'll see. I think it's going to be exciting. It's going to be the team is fully stacked. So maybe we'll spend a couple minutes. Where's Barry and all those guys?
Well, he's sick, and then I don't know where Ray's at or anybody else, and I just came on tonight because, listen, there's a lot of things to talk about when it comes to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and we're only we're less than a week away after this show is done. We're 6 days away from legal tampering, and you know me, I love the rumor season when it comes to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I really do. I love it. I love the speculation.
Next Monday, we're ready to roll. Free agency begins on March 9th.
We're ready to go. Yeah, I'll be ready to go. I'll be here. There's no way I'm missing that show. Are you serious? That's legal tampering night.
When is your expo? Is it this weekend?
That is next weekend. That is next Saturday. Friday, I don't know if we're going to be there because I get off at 5:30 from Smart Financial, and I don't think I can get there. And I don't know if there's any guest that's going to be there on Friday interviewing. We'll see.
So Saturday the 7th?
Saturday and well, is it Saturday? No. The 7th is this week, buddy. So it's not this Saturday. It's next Saturday. It would be like the 13th.
14th. Okay.
Yeah, 13, 14. It's 14th and 15th. We'll be out there.
Gotcha. I'll definitely call in.
Okay.
When you're at the expo. I know there's going to be March Madness going on, spring training, WBC, free agency. There's a lot of craziness in March. So
great.
It'll be great. So again, great show.
Thank
you.
you.
USF Bulls, proud of them. I'll be following them intently since my son doesn't go anywhere this year. And great job again, Peter. Thank you for wasting my time, and goodbye forever.
There you go. He's out. So that's how you do it. He said goodbye forever. Goodbye forever. There you go. Yeah. We'll wrap this up in just a little bit. Let's go out to Mr. Williams. Go Tampa Bay for life. Love it. Other news and notes, because again, the speculation season is fast and furious, if you will. We talked about Jeremy Fowler and the qualifications. Do you think the Bucs match those qualifications? I told you why they do. You tell me if I'm wrong about that. In the Combine Rumors notebook, NBA Sports or NBC Sports' Matthew Berry notes he got the sense at the Combine the Buccaneers were bracing for Evans to leave. Let's go out to Realtor David Zuzman. Realtor David Zuzman, welcome to the Evolution on a Monday night, my friend. What's going on?
Good. So I was listening to the entire show.
Thank you.
And then people are discussing right now what we should do in the first round of the draft.
Yes.
And I think it would be a big mistake to get a tight end. I understand, especially if Autumn goes away, we're gonna need a new tight end.
Mm.
But to use a 15. Pick 15 on a tight end for me is just a big waste.
It's to me, I don't think it's going to happen. I don't see it at all. I think it would be shocking. I know people are trying to connect the dots right now. I just don't see that. I don't see Jason Light doing that. He's done that before with OJ Howard, and I kind of get the sense that. Yeah, that's what that guy is at this point. Roger, I see you calling in. Stand by. We're going to talk to Realtor David Zuzman, and then we'll get back to you in just a moment, Tribal Troll. But I just don't see it. I don't see how you can pass up on possibly a linebacker like a C.J. Allen if Sonny Styles is there, which I don't think he is. Possibly an edge rusher. I just don't see it. Maybe even a corner at that point. I don't see them going with an offensive position at 15. I do not see that happening. Do not.
Yeah.
Will not buy it.
And you see, I was studying the draft, and I came to the conclusion that if we really want to get a premium player that can contribute immediately, we need to trade up with the Washington Commanders for pick 7.
Yep.
And then we have a true shot to get someone like Arvel Reese, for example.
Mm-hmm.
And if that's not the case, then I think we're going to have to trade down. And maybe get a D-line, towards the end of the first round.
Yeah,
but
defensive tackle is certainly a possibility. So you could certainly fill that because there's a report out there that Logan Hall could be very, very popular when it comes to free agency because of his versatility. Not only can he play defensive end, defensive tackle, play outside and play inside. I don't think he's been as productive, but who knows? Again, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, right? I hear the Bears could be interested in him, and we'll see if the Bucs re-sign him, or maybe they go in a different direction. But Hall, to me, has not necessarily worked out. He's shown some flashes, but hasn't been nearly consistent enough, nearly not what Jason Light wanted in the first place, if that's fair.
Yeah, and then the last thing that I was going to say is, and I know that many people don't expect an offensive pick, but if Tyson, the receiver, is available by pick 15, I think he's a really good pick for the future. Very twitchy, fast, a great route runner, and much better than Ibuka. You see, Ibuka, he does a lot of body catching. When this Tyson guy, he's really good catching the ball.
Yeah,
So,
I don't see them
yeah,
drafting. I don't see them drafting a wide receiver. I don't care if they lose Mike Evans. They're not drafting a wide receiver. They got plenty, and they're stacked in that area. But again, you never know. You just never know. Hopefully, you don't lose Evans. Hopefully, you don't trade Godwin. We'll keep you up to date on it. Realtor David Zuzman. Anything else here on the evolution, my friend?
No, that's it. And then go Bucs.
Yeah, man. Go Bucs. Absolutely. That's how you finish.
Wait up, little boy.
Go Bucs.
Wait up.
Go Bucs.
It's exciting.
It is exciting.
Fire the cannon.
Yeah, fire.
How about them Bucks, baby?
All right. All right, let me go out to probably the last call of the night because he's been calling over and over again. Let's go out to this guy right here.
Acknowledge me.
Let's go out to the tribal troll, Mr. Roger Shue. Welcome to the evolution here on the Monday night, my friend.
Acknowledge me.
Oh, I did. I acknowledged you.
Acknowledge me.
There we go.
There you go.
All right. So goodbye forever. And thank you for wasting my time.
Well, that's Sun Devil Dave. You can't steal that. You got to come up with something else, but it is pretty funny. What else is on your mind tonight?
Great show, dude.
Thank you, man.
Like always.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's been good stuff.
Thank you.
So big news in WWE Monday Night Raw.
Okay, give me the wrestling update
Penta
here.
is your new Intercontinental Champion. He beat Dominic Mysterio.
Wow. How about that?
Yeah.
Did Danhausen curse him? Is that what happened there?
Yes.
Okay. And I heard that he's going to be in the main event scene. What do you think of Danhausen? I like him as a gimmick, but I don't know if he's a great wrestler. Although CM Punk stands by him and says he's a great wrestler. So what do you think, Danhausen? Okay. All right.
He really is.
Talking WWE here on the Sports Web on a Monday night. There you go.
Yeah, the Roman Reigns CM Punk promo battle was insane.
Okay.
But yeah, that's really about it, man. Go Bucks. And it looks like Max Crosby could be going to the Bears.
I think
we're
that's
one of the leading teams to acquire his service.
I saw that. We reported that on here, and I think that makes lots of sense. That would make lots of sense, man. That's a move that definitely that's a move you got to make. That gets you over the top. That's what you need.
Absolutely. I would package DJ Moore and some draft picks and cash, whatever it takes.
I think it's risky because I think a Dunzier has not shown he could stay healthy consistently. And then who else do you got there as a wide receiver? Luther Burden Jr. or Luther Burden III. He's shown some flashes there. So it's a risky move. I understand it. DJ Moore has not been anything to write home about ever since he left Carolina. So
he's getting old, man.
I would definitely do it. I would.
I would do 100% to get a player like Max Crosby.
Brent does not like the wrestling talk. Man, wrestling is fake. They're practicing now. Who's going to win? Come on, Brent. We talk wrestling on this show. Get out of here.
That's great enough to suck right there.
Brent, wrestling is real. People are fake.
I love Brent. Brent's like my new webhead. Like we go back and forth on Baker Mayfield. We don't see eye to eye, but the guy continues to tune in, and I love that. Good job, Brent. All right, Roger. Anything else here on the evolution, my friend?
Fire the cannons.
Well, we'll fire the cannons.
Fire the cannons.
All right. Thanks a lot for the time, man. Appreciate you. We'll see you.
Brother.
All right, we'll see you tomorrow.
See you in the morning.
Yeah, great job today, by the way.
You do.
Yeah, thanks a lot for beating me. Appreciate that. You know, that's the time when you talk trash to him at the beginning of the day, and that was probably my curse. Like, that's the reason why my dad say stay humble, which, by the way, Wednesday will be his birthday, so we'll salute Rich from Clearwater, one of the founding fathers of this show, as I always do every year, his birthday. We'll definitely talk some stories. If you watch this show, if you haven't, definitely tune into that, and we'll see if we can get Harry the Greek back. And we'll see if we can get some more guests on the show. We got the Mr. Samurai Sack. I'm trying to Dez, who has been on this show before, and I'm trying to think of his last name. I have no idea why I forgot his last name all of a sudden. Mr. Samurai Sack himself. He definitely works for pass rushers. We'll get him on Monday night at 9:30. He'll be talking about the combine, talking about some of the pass rushers in this draft, some of the pass rushers that are in free agency. So definitely be watching for that. So we'll wrap it up right there. I appreciate all the time, all the phone calls here on the Monday night. We may be shorthanded, but we're not, because we always got the lifeblood here. We got the webheads. We got the Tampa Bay sports fans. We got you Go Bucs fans, as we are less than a week away from legal tampering period. Like and subscribe to the Sports Web on YouTube. Friend me on Facebook at Peter H. Blake. Do me a favor once again. Go to Bucs Latest on YouTube every day at 11 a.m. on YouTube. Brent knows. He's one of the subscribers there. Easy for me to say. But subscribe to it there on the Fan Arch Network, as always. And again, sad times there at Tampa Joe's. We'll see where they go here in the future, but we'll definitely be a part of it on the evolution of Sports Talk Television. Again, like and subscribe to the Sports Web on YouTube. Friend me on Facebook. Facebook stars are open. YouTube Super Chats. Do 3 things. We're trying to keep it down for the roommates. Bring your passion. Bring your excitement. Just don't bring any nonsense. I'm your host, Peter Blake, your Rolex reporter. What time is it? It's my time. And for fans of the Sports Web and the Tampa Bay sports fan, it's your time. We'll see you next time on the evolution of Sports Talk Television. As we always say on this show to end it off, you ready? Here it comes. Go Bucs.